Alright, so welcome back to Revit. We last left off here with pretty basic, just walls, doors, and windows sitting on top of a floor and a building pad in our site. So here I want to create my second level, but before I get into that, maybe I want to go to my level 1 and I want to add some interior walls, maybe add a little bit of furniture, and some fixtures like a toilet or something like that. So I'm just going to go to wall, and this time since I'm not drawing exterior walls, I can just go back to wall centerline because I'm not going to be drawing from the exterior finish face. And I'll make it a little thinner because it doesn't need to be so thick for insulation towards the outdoors. So let's do generic 6-inch. And I'll draw maybe my bathroom to be right in this area here. So I'll go maybe here, to here, to here, to here. Now let's say I wanted this wall to be perfectly in line with this exterior wall. Now that I've drawn it, I can either just drag it around if I want, and Revit might snap it pretty close to there, but maybe not exact. So if I really want to align this perfectly so that the exterior face of this wall is perfectly in line with the exterior face of this wall, I can do another shortcut with align, and I just do AL. And then to align this, I click on what I want to align something to first, so I'll click on this exterior wall here. And then this dashed line is showing me where I'm going to end up aligning to, and I want this wall to go there, so I'll click that wall. And now Revit aligns that for me perfectly. So now that I've got that, maybe I want to click on this wall, and that'll bring up my dimensions between the wall at here as well as this next wall over here. And let's say I want this to be maybe just a 12-foot room, so I'll just click 12, enter that in. And now I have a 12-foot bathroom, and this wall remains aligned. So the way that works is when I'm clicking on something and I want to move it, this thing will move so long as I'm editing these rather than clicking 12, and maybe that wouldn't pull this wall in. Alright, so now I've got to put another door in here. So I'm going to go back to my architecture tab, and I'm going to go to doors, and rather than doing an exterior double door, I can just do a single flush door here. So let me do 3 feet by 7 feet, so we'll do 36 by 84. And once again, you can see when I place this, it's going to be facing whichever way I place it in the door, or on the wall, I mean, with my mouse. So I'm going to do it facing inside this way, and I'm going to click. And you'll see that now with this door, when I click on it, it's going to have these little arrows here. And typically when you're placing doors in a building, you want the door to swing open towards the wall closest to it. So I can just flip this arrow, and it flips the door for me real easy. So I've got a door going to this bathroom, but I need to actually have like a toilet or a sink or something. So to do that, I can go to Component here, up in my Architecture tab, and I'll click on Component. And by default, in a normal project, it'll have just some trees, just a bunch of random stuff involving like these desks and stuff loaded in. But I need to get a toilet, so I'm going to go to Edit Type just like I do with my doors, and I'll go to Load, and it'll bring me back to where I was last in the windows. So I'm going to go back to my English Imperial Library, and I'll scroll down until I find Plumbing. I'll double click that, and I'll go into Architectural, and I'll go to Fixtures. So I want a water closet or a toilet, and I'll just load this 3D domestic toilet and open that. Okay. And I'll just place this in here. So maybe I want this toilet to be facing the door, so when I open the door, the toilet is facing me and it's against this back wall over here. But right now when I'm placing it, you'll see that it's going to be facing this wall down here instead. So what I can do is before I click place, I'll click this check to rotate after placement, and then when I click somewhere, I can rotate it whichever way I want it to be. So let's do 90 degrees this way. And then since this toilet is floating away from the wall, I want it to be aligned with it. So I can do the same thing with the align shortcut, just AL. Click this wall that I want to align to, and then the back of the toilet, and it'll pull it back to it. So sweet, that's a pretty basic way of doing your bathrooms. I don't need to go into detail with casework or anything like that, but maybe let's just practice this a little more. Let's place like maybe a table and some chairs over in this room up here. So I'll go back to Components, and I will go to Edit Type again, and I'll load something in. So let's go back out to the Imperial Library. Alright, scroll down to the Furniture, and let's do Tables, and let's do this dining table. So I'll open that, press OK, and let's place this, sure, let's center it against this, or with this wall here. So I'll place it here, and then I need some chairs, so I'll do the same thing. I will go to Edit Type, or excuse me, I'll modify and get, because right now I'm selecting that. So if I would have gone to Edit Type and edited that, it would have switched it to whatever I was loading in, but I don't want that. So I'm going to go back to component and restart this process again. I'll go to edit type again, and I'll load back out to, let's go to seating. Let's just do these stacking chairs. It's pretty simple. So I'll open one of those, press OK, and then I'll place one here. And just like the levels, to make this easy, I'm just going to control, click, and drag to copy another one over. So I'll do that and drag that to here. And then I can select multiple things at once by drawing, if I click and hold to select things. You'll notice that I'm not selecting the entire chair, but it picks them even though I'm pulling, or even though I'm not selecting all of it. That's because I'm pulling to the left with this selection. If I were to do this from the right, it wouldn't select everything that it touches. It needs to fully encapsulate something that you're going to select. So maybe I want to select this entire bathroom. I could do this and move it around this way, but I'll Control Z that. But maybe if I wanted to select, like, say the entire building, I could just Control click from the left, and I don't have to fully encapsulate the entire building. It'll just select all those walls for me, basically, and do that, minus those walls there. So now I have two chairs, and I just want to drag these over to the other side. So what I can do, rather than copying and pasting those, I'll select both of these by dragging to the left and just highlighting the edge of them. And what I can use is the mirror tool. So there's a mirror pick axis, which would be something like picking like one of the sides on here, or I could pick the middle of it, and it works like that. Or maybe for some crazy reason I want two tables in here with two sets of 4 chairs. So what I could also do with the mirror tool is mirror draw axis, and I could draw an axis that I want to mirror this over. So I draw it that way, and now I have it 2 sets of tables. So a nice thing about Revit is you'll notice that it just popped up this in my face right now to save the project. I think that's really handy because hopefully you don't lose too much info while you're in between working sessions, because this will automatically save for you and remind you to do it every once in a while. So I'll save this. Let's call this so you can see what I'm doing. I'll just put this out in my OneDrive under Soda Tutorials, and I'll just call this Revit Intro. Okay, and now that's saved. So now we want to create some stairs and maybe make a second floor on top of this. Because in 3D view you can see that I still don't have a floor or any walls on top of this. It's just an open walls with floors and some random furniture and a toilet in it, which, you know, it's not very safe from the environment yet. I'm still going to get rained on. So what I can do is go to my level 2 view, and here you'll see that I can't see anything under it. But unlike earlier when I started with the first floor and I had to go to the site view to see what I was doing to create the first floor, now that I have a level 1 built under here, I can go into my properties tab and you'll see under underlay, there's range base level and it's set to none right now. If I click that, it'll bring up a drop down and I can click on any of these and it'll show me what's there in faint. So I'll do level 1. And now you can see that I have this building under here, and I can see kind of what I'm doing. So I'm going to go back to floor. I'm going to create another one, generic 12-inch floor, that's fine. And I'll use the pick line tool because I already have these lines for me. So I'll do that. And then I'm going to show you a shortcut here. This isn't practical for this purpose, but it comes in handy pretty often, at least for me, where I will have 2 lines that aren't quite connecting but I want them to. And so I will draw them, and let me align this line over here to the edge of the wall. So I'll click that edge of the wall and pull that line up that way. And now a new shortcut is going to be the trim shortcut. So I can click TR to activate that. And to work with the trim, I click on the first line and the second line that I want to connect, and it'll bring them together right there at that axis. And I'll do that over here as well. And then one more time here. And it connects all those for me. Now let's say maybe this line was like longer, but when I use the trim tool, I clicked from here to here. You'll notice that it gets rid of all of that. That's because when I clicked on the trim, or when I used the trim, I clicked from here on this side of the wall rather than, or on this side of the line rather than on this side of that horizontal line. So trim is going to get rid of whatever is on the opposite side of the line you're trimming to. So I want to make sure that I'm clicking on the wall where I want to keep it rather than over here because I want to get rid of all this. So I'll click here, and now I have an enclosed wall. So I'll click check to finish the floor. Now I need some stairs, and I need a place for those stairs to go. So what I'm going to do is go to, in my architecture tab on the right here, you have these openings. and I'm going to do a vertical opening, and then I'm going to select where I want to draw this. I'm going to select this floor, and I'll just draw a box here. Maybe we'll put the stairs over in this corner. So I'll create an opening here, click, and then press check. And so now when I go in my 3D view, I have this floor sitting on top of here with an opening for my stairs that I'm going to place on my first level going up to my second level right here. So now that I have that opening there, I want to create a set of stairs that goes up maybe in this opening towards the top of that wall. So what I'm going to do is stick to my architecture tab. I will go over to stair, and then by default it's going to just be doing a run with a straight run when I draw this. So I'll leave that as it is. But you'll notice in the Properties tab here on the left, the constraints have my base level set to level 1, but the top is only going up to the top of the first wall. So it's actually going to be a foot short of how high I need it to be. So I'm going to switch that to level 2 instead. And now when I draw this, let's say I only want to go up halfway and then have a landing, kind of like a U shape. So it goes up halfway, landing, and then I'll just draw the second set over here. And it automatically creates that landing for me in between there when I click away. And let's say I want to maybe align this, so I'll do AL. I want to align to this wall, so I'll bring the stairs over to there, and I'll bring the back of the stairs to there, and then I will press check to finish this. And then when I go in my 3D view, you can see that the stairs are going all the way up there, but there's still a little bit of a gap because I maybe made that opening too big. So I'll go to level 2, and I'll just click on this and double click it to edit it. And then I can just drag and pull this how I want, so I'm just going to drag this to the end of these stairs here, right about there. But just to make sure that it's perfect, I'll use the align tool. Click on the end of the stair, and then click there, and then press check. And then back in 3D view, you can see it's perfectly lining up, and the stairs are going up all the way to my level 2. So I'm going to go back to level 2, and I'm going to create some more walls up here. So let's go back to walls, do generic 8-inch walls since we're doing exterior walls again. Switch my location line back to finish face exterior, and I'll draw these onto here. Maybe we want this area over here to be like an outdoor patio, so for now I'm just going to enclose this half of the building. Okay. And then maybe, since I want this to be like a door outwards, so let's go to door and create, let's do an exterior double glass door going out that way, but maybe I need a parapet here to meet code, like a 4-foot parapet. So what I can do is go to walls, and this time I'm going to go what it was originally at, unconnected, but I don't need the unconnected height to be 20 feet. I don't need a 20-foot tall parapet. That's like the height of this building. I don't need that. So I can just switch this to 4 feet instead. And then I will draw this onto here. And then when I go back to 3D view, you can see that I created that 4-foot high wall there, and I have that nice little outdoor space there. So basically I have an entire building. All it's really missing, I mean you could add a whole bunch of this, it's pretty boring. But to finish off the structure I just need a roof, so let's do that here. So go back to level 2, so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to do roof. And before I draw a roof, I'm going to uncheck define slope, otherwise it's going to make an automatically like gabled style roof, which I don't want maybe. Maybe I want something a little more like a mid-century style where the roof is just at a constant slant and a really shallow slope the entire way. So that's why I'll uncheck define slope, and to start this I'll go to pick lines. And maybe I want my roof to have an overhang, maybe I don't want it to be exactly on top of these walls. So what I can do is select this offset here and switch this like a 1-foot overhang. And then when I highlight over lines with the pick line tool, it'll automatically kind of work like doors and windows where whichever side my mouse is on the line, it'll set it to offset that way. So I'll offset it this way. And then you'll notice when I have this over there, the highlighted or the dashed line that it's showing me isn't quite connected to the pink. But when I click on it, Revit's smart, it'll connect that for me. It'll do that all the way around. And now when I press check, don't attach that for now. Oops, I forgot to set the level of the roof, so let me set the base level to roof and the constraints. There we go. So now I have this sitting there with a 1-foot overhang, but it's flat and maybe I still want that slope. So what I can do is go back in by double clicking to edit it. I'll go back to level 2 so I can see this from above. And now instead of drawing with a boundary line like it had me doing by default, I'm going to click slope arrow. And wherever I click first is going to be the lowest point of that slope. So I'm going to click here, and then up to the highest part of the slope, up to the other edge here. And then I will select this, and in the Properties tab, it's showing me I can specify the height at the tail and the height at the head of the slope. So maybe I want the head of the roof to be 5 feet up above where the lower part was, so I'll press check. And then when I go to 3D view, you'll see that it actually has that slope now. But the only problem now is that since I didn't attach the roof to the walls, or the roof to the walls when it asked me to originally, I have this huge gap here where the roof is just like sitting open and unsupported. So what I can do is click on this wall, and I'll click on all of them by pressing tab, and it'll select everything there for me. So I click that, and then you'll notice under modify walls I have this attach top base. I'm going to use that, and I'll click that and then select this roof. And then when I select the roof, it'll attach the top of the walls to the roof. So this is a pretty basic intro to Revit, but there's plenty more content coming and lots more tutorials to come on not just Revit from this channel, but hopefully Rhino, all sorts of the Adobe suite and everything. And I hope you can learn something from it, and hopefully pass this on to some of your friends in the program and just learn and become better students.